How do you prepare a review of literature? I'm going to make a list of references of people. पहले क्या करती हूँ? I'm not going to open every study, right? I will first find out who are all the ones who have studied. And then I'm going to see copies of reviews, copy of literature list that I'm going to do. Already studied research papers, I'm going to download. And then उसके नीचे उन्होंने रेफर किया होगा वो भी चेक करूँगी, right? And I'm going to keep a note of all these because bibliography जो है ना एक भी हर एक चीज में with the help of that I can find out other studies and keep my study going on. And again, I will have a detailed notes. I will take notes. This fellow has done, I'm sorry, this person has done this person has done that, and he has used this tool, etc. After reading the literature, when I have the preliminary references, I will read all the material, right? What did I do? I said I will get reference list. एक एक करके अभी मैं खोलती हूँ, हर एक चीज को मैं पढ़ती हूँ. सारे के सारे मेरे काम नहीं आएंगे, जो मेरे काम आएंगे उसको मैं नोट्स लेके रखूंगी, right? And I will also make my own this thing. And remember, I showed you how it was summarized. I will summarize it, and I will also make my observation summarize along. And then I will think critically. What is the author saying? And is it relevant to my research? Why is it relevant to my research? And what is the methodology? What is the originality that the author has come out with? What is the way by which I can approach it, etc. Right? And now again, what will happen? An outline I will be preparing. So, with yeah, this is what I would say. Yeah. And after that, I'm going to present it. I'm going to still continue reading. एक बार पढ़ूंगी थोड़ा आइडिया आया, वापस एक दो बार पढ़ूंगी वापस आइडिया आएगा, right? So, and I will also check out for other areas. वहाँ पे कुछ mention किया होगा, I don't understand, so I will read through it. I will check on the statistical control. So, will it suit my research? That's what I have to see. And how the general references are not very useful actually. I have to go into the specifics. याद है मैंने पहले general लिया था, so maybe, and then I narrowed it down. And once I get the specific also, I'm going to find some books specializing on the topic researched. After having collected the information from general texts, now you must know to provide a detailed information that is focusing on your research problem, and it will come from specialized references. Now, as I told you, general references on economic growth was collected. Later on, I'm going to collect on every single sector. Supposing I'm doing it on the iron and steel sector, I will start collecting data from, I will start collecting review from iron and steel sector, right? And I will check if there is any gap. People have studied about the production. People have studied about the export. What about imports, right? So I'll start studying from that. Now, these are certain few questions that your review of literature is going to help you in. What is the goal of study? It gives me a focus. And what is the problem or issue on hand? I was studying on impact of COVID-19, economic impact of COVID-19. So accordingly, I will pull out references. And then I'm going to see if there are any assumptions. If yes, in the given review, I will note them down. And what are the limitations? Sometimes they will say the study is applicable only for developing countries, may not be suited for findings, may not suit the advanced countries. So I will check out on that, right? These are some kind of references. Like for example, in your case, I gave you the example of performance of students. You can say that the study is limited only to the academic performance of the students, or the the findings of the study are limited to, are applicable in, say, metropolitan cities, may not suit students of rural areas. And why? What practices will it influence? Why do the authors want to conduct the study first of all? What was the rationale behind it? What was the need for the study, etc. Why should we take care about the results? And why is the study worth doing? Why is it so important that I should be doing it? If yes, justify. And I, on the conceptual context, I will have some thing like COVID-19. What is happening? What is happening with the people's health? What is happening with the economy? How is it impacting? Lockdown is happening, right? And then what theories, conceptual framework, literature, experience will the study guide you in? What are the studies that have been done in the past? Have the important terms been defined in the earlier studies? If not, like pandemic, is it defined? Crisis, is it defined? Right? And what kind of research question? What is to be understood? Right? From the earlier studies, how have they handled the crisis? How has the impact on specific sectors been? And what is known about the phenomenon being studied? Right? And what questions will the research attempt to answer? And what methods are applicable? Primary data collection, secondary data collection, and what statistical methodology, how have they gone about statistical this thing? How has the results been reported? What observations were made? What approaches and techniques will be made in my study? From that study, what can I take? Or what different method can I take that is not applicable, that can be applied? And why was this research site selected? Why did they choose this location or this locale? Is it because it was a developing nation? And is it because it was going through a structural transformation, etc.? And how will interviews be convened? What kind of interviews? If it was a primary study, if they had floated, if they had done personal interview, can I do it through Google Form? And validity, how might the study be wrong? What could be the flaws? I can check out. Is it valid for my study, whatever they have used, right? What explanations were given which were not suited? And what is a researcher's relationship to the study group? And why should the results be believed in? These are some of the questions that come out. Read out so far.
No, ma'am, no doubt.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So, in a nutshell, can I share a whiteboard and then help you with what is the importance of review of literature?
Yes, ma'am.
So, review of literature is going to be helpful in identifying what your study is all about, right? You're going to check out for the past studies and then checking out for the past studies in the, it's called reviewing literature. Okay? You are going to study the past researchers in this area, in similar area. What is actually happening, right? So you're going to say it is going to create a rapport, sorry, a rapport with your audience. which means that you have done your homework, right? You are going to develop a connectivity with your research work. When you report, see, when I say I was asking you to do some activity for me, collect the performance of students of TYBBI or TY. So you have developed a rapport, which means you've already connected with the research. It helps you develop a connect with the research because you were searching for already researched topics or already researched fields, right? And then it will help you avoid incidental plagiarism, which means plagiarism means copying of somebody's work, right? When you're incidentally copying, review of literature will help you because it will say he's already done it. So let me do it in my own way. Thereby, you are coming out with your originality. Sharp sharpens research focus. And yes, I am able to sharpen, like when I told you I'm going to do economic impact of COVID-19, right, on my nation. So because it was done for Brazil, it was done for a cross-country comparison was done, and it was done for a lot of other countries where developed countries were omitted, etc. So now, when I read through all these, can I not say from this angle I can approach the impact of it in my country? I can do that easily, right? So that is what reviewing of literature means. Are you following? Are you following? So what is research? How do you identify a problem? Research में हमने क्या क्या देखा था? What is research? Why is it important? And we saw what are the research process. So उसमें से we saw identifying research steps में हमने या steps या process में हमने देखा. First step was identify the research problem. Second step was reviewing the literature. ठीक है? So is that connecting you with the whole subject? हमने पहले रिसर्च का इंट्रोडक्शन देखा. Then we spoke about research process. We spoke about importance and many other things. But research process में we started with identifying a research problem, which we saw in the earlier chapter. Now we saw reviewing of literature. ठीक है? And the next topic that we will be seeing is research design. Are you following?